Hi, I'm Tom Buller, the Executive Director of the Kansas Rural Center. I'm really excited to talk about the work we do with Farm to School, which at the Rural Center we focus primarily on training farmers and producers how to sell to schools. Now this work is really important because Farm to School can allow kids to get some of the freshest foods available. It can allow farmers access to a steady local market, and it can really improve health outcomes, kids' interest in eating healthful foods. So it's a lot of benefits. But it's not a normal market for most farmers to sell to, so there are a few things they need to learn about if they want to sell from their farm to the school districts. So we offer a producer training that's based on a national curriculum developed by the National Farm to School Network and the National Center for Appropriate Technology that focuses on teaching farmers the unique things about selling to school districts, maybe some of the unique items that schools especially value depending on what kind of nutritional allocation they have. So every school meal has to have certain requirements of what kinds of vegetables are on the plate, how many vegetables, how much protein. And so farmers can learn about that and use that to their advantage in making their growing decisions and how they market their crops to schools. So we talk farmers through that. We also go through and try and really counter some of the common misconceptions about selling to school districts, that maybe there are these requirements that they have to be really huge farms, and there aren't. There's processes that school districts can go through to sell or to buy small-scale local purchases up to larger local purchases. They can do a request for proposals, and farmers can submit proposals to sell to local districts. So we try and talk to farmers about all those different avenues to get their food into schools, and that can be through the school lunch program, or it can be through the fruit and veggie supplement program that some schools offer. So we talk to farmers about those various avenues, help to educate them about the needs in terms of produce safety if they're growing fruits and vegetables, or other licensing requirements if they're raising proteins, meats, eggs, things like that, and just provide a background for farmers selling to school. So the Kansas Rural Center participated in learning how to do these trainings with a Farm to School grant from the USDA, and we're continuing to offer those trainings in partnership with work at K-State Research and Extension on a regional food systems partnership project that is helping gather partners from across the state of Kansas to help strengthen local food systems in the state. Some of the common misconceptions out there about schools purchasing local food are that it's really difficult to do because maybe they don't know any local farmers. That's something that we can help with at the Rural Center, and there are other partners around the state who can help you find local farmers to purchase from. Another common misconception for farmers and sometimes for school districts is that there are federal regulations about some of the certifications that are needed. Now, it might be true that there are regulations for some kinds of products like meat or eggs, but other kinds, such as fresh fruits and vegetables, the types of certifications or food safety requirements can be determined at the local level by the districts. So that's a barrier that sometimes people think exists that doesn't necessarily exist unless locally there are regulations about that. Sometimes farmers think that selling to school districts is impossible. They think that they need maybe some food safety certifications that they don't need. They think that schools only buy from large vendors and they don't have a full product line, so they can't sell to schools. So one really common misconception farmers have is that they aren't big enough to sell to school districts. There are a lot of different uses that schools put food to, and a lot of different scales of purchases that they make. And they can make what are called micro purchases without a formal request for proposals and forward contracting and some of the things that you might imagine as barriers. So if you're a farmer and you're interested in getting your food on the local schools' menus, reach out to them and see how you can make some of those smaller sales. And then if things work out, maybe you can grow up your production, grow up your contract, and become a more formal vendor with the district. So if you're interested in farm to school in your community, there are some common ways you can help get momentum going and get your school district to procure more local foods. So if you're a school district employee, you can reach out to the school nutrition directors and let them know that that's a priority for you. Likewise, if you're a parent or other community member in a school district, you could do a number of things. You can find a supportive teacher or someone maybe in the school cafeteria where your kids go and talk to them about the opportunities of farm to school. Or you could reach out at a higher level, maybe talk to, reach out and call the nutrition director for the school district. Or even if you know people on the school board, they can be great allies in setting up farm to school in communities as they really see the intersection between the school districts and the communities. For more resources on either buying from local farmers or selling to your local school district, check out our resource page at ksfarm2school.org.